Welcome. We're going to do a book review today of The Bondage of the Will by Martin Luther. I'm going to start a series here of book reviews on different theological areas of study. This work was one of the first works coming out of Adventism. I was studying predestination, justification, hermeneutics, and this is one of the only books I've read probably 3 times. I haven't read it in years and years, but it's a book that I've read numerous times. But we need to understand the background a little bit, because this book is a polemic. It's a polemical work on Luther's part. It's polemical. He's responding to Erasmus, and then Erasmus later responds to him with a bigger work. But he affirms double predestination in here, what we would call, or the Reformed would call, total depravity, as Lutherans don't believe in the tulip, but they believe in the T and the U, and leave out the let. So total depravity and unconditional election is affirmed by Lutherans. Now, this understanding, double predestination, is not the Lutheran understanding. If I have right here the Book of Concord, and on section 11 in the Formula of Concord, I'm not going to get it here, but it's a long section. It gets into election. It gets into election and whatnot, and there's no double predestination in the understanding of Lutheranism. There is an understanding, like, they don't take the Reformed view of double predestination and whatnot. There's a more balanced view, the biblical view. That's what I love about Lutheranism, Lutheran soteriology especially, is the fact that they take more of a middle ground between the Arminians and the Reformed. That there is total depravity of man, and only by the preaching, the proclamation of the gospel, can man's hearts be opened up. 1 Thessalonians 5, and texts like that. The Lutherans in the Confession, Formula of Concord of 1580, affirms election, affirms depravity, but the Lutherans do not say that God is controlling every aspect of the universe. But there's heavenly things that he's in control of. That's salvation, or salvation. And there's earthly things that he's not so much controlling every aspect of what goes on earth here. So there is some vast differences between the Reformed that came later, that the Formula of Concord is answering in a lot of ways. But yeah, still, the Lutheran Church, the confessional Lutheran churches affirm total depravity. They affirm election, not based on anything that we do. They affirm these things, but at the same time, they do not believe in limited atonement, but objective justification, that God is not imputing the sins of the world against them, 2 Corinthians 5, and that the whole world is justified because of the passion and resurrection of Christ, Romans 4:25. He was raised for justification. So objectively, the world is looked upon as justified, but not subjectively, until they open up or hold open the empty hand of faith. But anyway, this is a great work. Probably the best work. And even Calvin. As people say, he owed Calvin. Well, Calvin even said later on, this work here is the blueprint of the Protestant Reformation. Even though I don't agree with double predestination and some things in here, if I had to point to a work on depravity of man, this would be it. This would be it for sure. But yeah, and even Luther later in life, he said, There's two works: a small catechism and the Bondage of the Will, are the only two works worth saving. The others are rubbish. Um, but yeah, it's a great work in many ways. It's a polemical work, so Luther's very heated in this. Um, you don't know when he's being sarcastic or not when dealing with Erasmus, but again, if you want one work, and you can read it online, one work on depravity, um, um, the affirmative of depravity and election. This is definitely the work. So yeah, we're gonna do once in a while book reviews, and we'll have a playlist of book reviews. All right, thank you.